All right. Sorry about that. Part two. I'm on the flight to China. Flight is not that bad. I flew through Delta, which will connect you through the China Eastern and the China, Air China, whatever the case is. So they're not really bad to fly on. Yes, there's a lot of Chinese people who sit on there. Yes, I think it's important that you get your face mask. Okay, face masks are your best friend. People on the plane, they and they just by the time that you are actually arriving in China, you done step there and start feeling a little itchy. You're just kind of like, and you don't want those things. So yeah, make sure that you've got you a face mask and probably got you a little air flight medicine, little cold and flu, little Clarex, Kleenex, whatever. Have your stuff ready, Claritin D, all that. Have your little allergy pill just in case, because the germs get around quick on those little flights. But you do get fed three meals, and you get a dessert and stuff like that. So you should be a cool ride. Now for me, I flew direct, so I was a 13 or 13 and a half hours of flying and nonstop and stuff. Flying into China, I feel like the coolest thing was the lights, because I did, you're going in and and it's dark, and all you see is all these little flickers. I mean, it's like literally like lights just dancing in the sky. And it was just like, what is that? That was my question. As I've learned, it's all the cameras taking pictures of everything, of all the cars and all the transportations and stuff going by, even especially at the airport. I mean, they are getting you as you go. So that's what that is. But I mean, in all, it was still a pretty cool experience. I think that was the biggest highlight of my journey, actually going there. When I actually landed in China, I had to go 2 hours out of my way to get to where I was at, which is in Wuxi. Okay, I really wasn't excited. I wasn't excited. For me, I had put a lot of work into trying to get to China for my own personal purposes. And so I felt like I finally, accomplished this, but I wasn't excited. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. I had my cousin there who had flew down with me, and things like that. And I'm like, hey, can you want to take a walk with me? So we're walking around, and I'm just kind of like, 4 o'clock in the morning, a lot of tall buildings, nothing fancy, nothing to be in awe about. But I was there, and I was just kind of ready to kind of get going and started. Now, I went to China out of teaching English. I didn't know that when I first started doing this, because I just didn't know that it was such a big thing to teach English in China or overseas, in period. I thought that this was something that like I kind of like looked up on or got blessed with, like, oh my gosh, like, yay, I get to do this. And it was cool. But it wasn't something that I thought was like as big as it was. It's a pretty big thing. China is known for having foreign teachers there teaching English, whether you're from America, Africa, Australia, England, Britain, whatever the case is, they're from all over teaching English. So it's a pretty big deal. And I got to definitely explore that. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of break it down into my experience, because I was there about 10 months, um, and just go through it that way without trying to be all over the place. I'm trying to stick to the topic here, people. Okay,